Hi, thanks for stopping by. I just wanted to say a few words about the history of ebooks, and in particular the history of my ebooks during the last 10 or 12 years, just to give you an idea of what ebooks have done in the past and where they are now. I first published my books with a small company out of Redlands, California called Enchanted Ebooks. They used Windows help files to build a standalone book that you could either download from their site, or they would send you a 3.5-inch floppy disk that you could put into your install onto your computer, and it would install onto your desktop, and there would be an icon there, and you could double click the icon and your book would pop up and you would see the cover, and then you could read your book. And it was a standalone book. You didn't need a reader like Adobe Acrobat or Mobi Pocket, or using a Rocketbook or a Kindle or a Kindle or a Sony ebook. You could just read the book on your computer, just installed without any additional software. Anyway, it was a brilliant idea, at least I thought at the time, and I still do, and they made a very nice book. And I have taken pictures, still pictures with the camera, and I'm going to include them on this clip. And we're just going to pause right about now, and then you'll be able to see the still pictures and get an idea of what the book looked like on the computer, on the desktop. At that time, when I published with Enchanted Ebooks, I titled my book In Search of a Legendary Giant Brown Trout. I actually copyrighted the book as titled Salmo Trudo Giganticus, but the publishing company told me that no one would know what that was. And it's just the scientific term for a giant brown trout. Anyway, I published In Search of a Legendary Giant Brown Trout with Enchanted Ebooks way back in 1996 or 1997. At the end of 1998, Enchanted Ebooks went out of business. They had moved from Redlands, California to Palo Alto, and that must have been a strain on their finances or whatever, but they went out of business. So the next thing that I did was publish online with a company out of Bloomington, Indiana called First Books. First Books took my books and I put them into 4 or 5 different formats: Microsoft Word, WordPerfect, Adobe Acrobat, and 1 or 2 other formats. And then that lasted a couple of years. Then First Books decided to discontinue their ebooks and use print on demand. So they went to paper and print on demand and discontinued all their ebooks, and so my books were discontinued. They still have a company. The company is now called Author House, I think. I'm pretty sure that's their name. Still out of Bloomington, Indiana, and they do publish all their books now on print on demand. But I haven't ever gone to print on demand because I originally wrote my books to be used as electronic books. They have lots of hypertext links. They were designed to be used, to be read on a computer and used on a computer, and I haven't ever published my books in paper. Now, after about a couple of years of selling my books, sometimes on eBay, I've tried several other publishing places and without too much success, but I sold a few books on eBay, and I sold my books on CDs, CD-ROMs. You could order them and I would send you a CD-ROM in a package. Now I'm with Mobi Pocket, www.mobipocket.com. And you can go there and you can download Mobi Pocket's reader. Mobi Pocket has their own proprietary reader that you can download just like Adobe Acrobat. And then you can buy a book, or they have lots of free books, lots of free ebooks, and you can download those ebooks for, like I say, for free, or they have a large library. You can buy books and download them to your computer or to your PDA or to your cell phone or your BlackBerry. They have a number of different readers for various devices at their website. I'm also at Amazon.com, and Kindle Books is selling my book. If you happen to have a Kindle, you can download my book off of the Kindle site. And that's, I wanted to give you that history just to let you know where my books have been and what I've done with them on the internet. And now I'd like to go back to the book, The Dream Catch is what I call the book now, on Kindle and on Moby Pocket. And I want to read an excerpt from the first chapter. The previous episode of my tapes, I talked a little bit about my books, and I did a reading from chapter 9. And now I'd like to go back and read from the first part of the book. This is chapter 1. And I'm going to read you an excerpt just from the beginning of the book. And this is the beginning of the book is on the San Juan River in northwestern New Mexico, which is a beautiful trout river. I spent several years fishing that river several times a year, and I love the river and I enjoy fishing there. The trout are beautiful and they're nice to catch. Anyway, so this is where the book starts off, on the San Juan River, and this is the way chapter 1 goes, the beginning of the book. She was standing in the middle of the pool, casting toward the bank, red hair splashing down her shoulders, gleaming in the sun, setting her on fire. The trout was heading directly at her, peeling line from Paul's screaming reel. When it was 10 feet upstream from her, it jumped in the air and did a flip, as if on cue. "Do you want me to net it?" she asked. Under her breath, she muttered, "Damn men always have to get involved with a woman's business. Can't leave us alone for 5 minutes. He thinks he's a great fly fisherman. If he's so great, why can't he control a little trout and keep him out of other people's way?" "Yes, I would appreciate that. Sorry to be bothering your fishing." "Right, dumb woman. What the heck is she doing here anyway? Shouldn't she be home with the sewing buttons on shirts or taking care of the kids? Who's with the kids? And we wonder why the crime rate goes up." She grappled with the snap on her net and then missed the trout with her first try at him. He was still full of fight. "It's a 6X tippet." This trout is history. The tippet is going to snap. She couldn't net a goldfish with a boat net. The second swipe put the trout deep in her net. She held him up for Paul to see. "Fat little guy, 3 pounds anyway. Nice colors. Want a picture?" Paul felt for the camera in his vest. It was there. "Okay, a quick picture. If you could hold him up, I'll get you both. Is the hook out?" "Yes, it popped out on its own. Your line is free." She held Mr. Rainbow Trout horizontally for the camera and smiled. Click. That was that. "Thank you, I'm Paul." "Go home, woman." "Susan." "Go jump in the river." And that's how the book begins. Just a chance meeting of 2 people in the midst of a pool in the San Juan River.